Okay. All right. Now that's what we call the famous yum, yum, yum shot. The yummy and delicious hand that you see is my friend Carrie, who, you know how hungry you're making everybody, Carrie, right?
All day.
All day long. If you only did pork shoulder, if you only did your calico beans, you want to bake bread with absolutely, you know, no hot and cold spots. Carrie, I'm just going to show them what we have left because Carrie Miletto, who of course we love in the kitchen, is here for her last show of the visit. And when I say last show of the visit, it is also final quantities. It is last call, y'all. So first and foremost, Instant Pot is a brand that you recognize. Now, if you're already a fan of their pressure cookers like I am, this is the next evolution of a kitchen essential. I'm serious, whether it's a Martha, whether it's a La La La, you know, the other brands, everybody in the kitchen considers an essential a Dutch oven, let's be honest. In fact, even if you did a little internet search of the La 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 brands, see how much you'd spend for just a 4-quart, which would be strictly a Dutch oven. We love them. I don't care if it's great flavor or if it's even cooking or if it's those comfort foods, it's a must-have. But this is where your slow cooker and your enameled cast iron Dutch oven meets new technology, as only the famous Instant Pot brand can do. Now you've got 2 choices, and by the way, this is removable. So remember, you know, those other brands, they're great, but they're kind of one-trick ponies. This goes on any range top. It goes into your oven with completely self-basting technology. You can even hear that heirloom quality. So on your induction, on your tabletop, on your stovetop, in your oven, in your tummy, the best classic even heat distribution, unlike your burner. Remember, you choose it in the red or in the black, and we say last call, y'all, final 200 in that red, and it is a true lipstick red. This is the lowest price that we have found anywhere in America. This is groundbreaking, and no kidding, not only does Instant Pot not do this for anybody else, do a little search on what you're gonna spend for this. Do a little search on how much you're gonna spend for just a 4-quart Dutch oven cast iron enamel. We're including the trivet. We're also including a recipe booklet and these great little silicone pot protectors for your little hands. I know you saw her in the background again, my friend, Carrie, I'm telling you, girl, the food, the ease, the even heat conductivity, cast iron, I mean, let's be honest, that is a grandma's favorite. Now, that's even better than fall off the bone,
That's
girl.
it, really. The bone fell off the rest of the meat. There you go. We went backwards. Okay, so
oh my goodness.
Thank you, Shannon. This, you know, this is, by the makers of Instant Pot, this is the Instant Precision Dutch Oven. And what that means for you is it's gonna open up 5 different ways of cooking in one vessel. But what's great about this, and what I love to point out right from the very beginning, is that this is something that, and I just want to grab grab these right here.
Okay, I will be your sous chef, by the way.
I would love that.
So I will sous chef you if you will feed me. Does that work?
That sounds like an absolute deal. I got plenty of food going around over here today. So I want to grab these handle covers just to show you. These silicone covers are coming with it. A lot of times they have you buy that separate.
True.
Right? So this is coming with it. And what's great about this and separates this from anything else, because no one else is doing this Dutch oven, which is heavy duty cast iron, comes out of the base and can be used on your stovetop, can be used in your oven, just like you would a hundreds of dollars Dutch oven. And this is made in that cast iron, you know, that we know and love. This is enameled, so it's not gonna leach flavors.
Nope.
It's gonna give you that ability to really retain that heat and then radiate that heat back into the food. It has that incredible ability to cook things in a way that nothing else can. And that's why our grandmothers loved it. That's why our mothers loved it. That's why even maybe you love it. But here's the thing. I love that you said that, because I've been saying that kind of a little bit today. If a Dutch oven and a slow cooker had a baby, this is exactly what it would be, because it's got that nice footprint, because I'm very petite.
Yeah.
So if you look at it in front of me, it's got a very nice footprint. When I put this on my countertop in my kitchen, I went, oh wow, that's pretty.
It is.
You know, and
you'll never put it away.
Never. It really adds. So if you're looking at the red, I think that's limited, but the black, I want to say, is this beautiful matte color.
Classic.
And it's super classy. If you have a gray kitchen, a black kitchen, even a white
all
kitchen,
stainless.
it will work perfect.
Hey, Carrie, a couple of things are happening.
Yeah,
I'm going to do a quick update already. Okay, first of all right, Chris, it's been a while. Chris is my director. I'm going to grab this for just a second, Carrie.
Yeah,
do you remember the Shannon, 3D? Okay. Ain't no meat up. That's how tender that is. Can you guys see the poor little dog? All right, anyone who has cooked pork shoulder before knows, I mean, it's like you're wrestling, you're fighting. That is beyond fall off the bone.
Yes.
And the thing is, you can't mess this up. It is a comfort classic, but I will tell you this, at the rate that these are going, first of all, we're not doing this after this hour. So this is it, it's your final presentation. If you're new to HSN, I wanna welcome you. You put your toe in the water. If you've ever thought about getting the La 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 brand, which is fantastic, but even for a 4-quart, if you put a different digit in front of that $59 price, that's what you pay. And I'm not putting shame in their game. I love them. I mean, a lot of people put them in the wills. A lot of people put them in their wedding registry, but they're kind of one-trick ponies only in as much as this has uniform heat conductivity.
Right.
So even though that other product, again, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars, is a great tool in the kitchen, you're still limited to whatever burner, whatever oven, whatever you got. This is perfection for the best price you're gonna find anywhere.
You are not kidding. And again, so using the Dutch oven, you can go to your stovetop, you can go to your oven, but here's the problem with most stovetops. Your stovetop medium is a different temperature than my stovetop medium. And when you're trying to cook with precision, that's why a lot of accidents happen when you go, oh, that meat was expensive and I burned it or I overcooked it. So being able to have the base on this means that you are knowing the exact temperature you're putting things at, and that precision is going to preserve and make sure that you have consistency in your meals, right? So you're not gonna, spend, we have some short ribs coming up down the way. Short ribs are expensive. If you mess those up and you have to throw those in the garbage, that's an awful feeling, right? We've all been there. Here's my pot roast. This is a ginormous pot roast,
that's a big one.
I feel like it's like a Tyrannosaurus Rex pot roast or something, especially next to me. But guess what? I'm gonna take it because this is a 6-quart capacity. So whether you're doing something small or whether you're doing something large, this is gonna be able to handle it. And what this also does that your slow cooker doesn't do is that sear saute. And can you hear that? The minute it hits that heavy-duty cast iron, it is doing what only cast iron can do.
True.
Which is providing that sear and locking in those juices to give you an incredible amount of flavor later on.
It's true. Okay, I love my slow cooker to death, especially this time of year. Question of the day is, what's your favorite comfort food? But the thing about a slow cooker is we love how moist the meat is, and we love how we can set it and forget it. Now, you can set it and forget it, but there's no gray meat. That's the, thing about a slow cooker. And you think about a slow cooker, most slow cookers, they're not going on your stovetop. Slow cooker's not going in your oven. This is uniform perfection. It is for this hour, it is for this show, and it's get it while the getting's good. If you're new to HSN, we do something called FlexPay. So even though if you've done a little Google search on the other La 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 brands and the other chefs, the Dutch oven in this size with cast iron enameling starts at several digits or more digits higher than what you're paying today. But this is a perfection machine, and it is the lowest price that we're gonna find anywhere. We are doing FlexPay here at HSN, which means those are interest-free payments. We'll zip it off to you. If it's a holiday gift, we have our extended holiday return policy, and I know you're gonna want the kitchen gadgets that we have next hour. Once you're at $75, you are looking at free shipping, even though this is on free shipping, but I can't recommend enough. You do need to do it now. We're now looking at about 150 only remaining on that red. Carrie, what are you up to?
So one of the top recipes, and we're going to talk a little bit about the community that we have in the Instant Brands community and family. This is called our fettuccine bolognese. So we went ahead and seared and sauteed our meat and vegetable first. I've just placed in my broth, my tomato sauce, and I'm gonna place in the best ingredient ever, which is wine.
Some in the cook,
Wait,
some in the Instant Pot.
okay.
Right, exactly.
Take a little bit for me, a little bit for the pot. We're gonna pop that all in, and then we're gonna take our pasta and pop this in. This is all about also one-pot cooking.
Wow.
Now, I think what a lot of people, forget, one-pot cooking, you've only associated usually like the fast cooking with pressure cookers.
Sure, of course.
But you can absolutely do it with your Dutch oven in this precision situation. And let me explain why and how. So let me get my lid here.
By the way, Carrie, can you guys hear this? I'm not even gonna take the lid off.
We're gonna come back to that in just a sec. Okay. It is working. It is doing it. So I'm gonna place the lid on top, okay? And you're gonna notice, this is the matte black, by the way. So sleek, so beautiful.
Classic.
This is going to, it's classic, thank you.
Yeah.
It's gonna look really nice. Now let's come forward here and let me just make sure you can see this real good, so I'll turn it for you if we need to. Is that good, guys? Okay, good. So when we come over to here, this was searing and sauteing, so I'm gonna cancel that program. We have the 4 different options. So there's the sear saute here, the slow cook. It's gonna have the braising, which braising, you guys, I'm gonna be honest with you. I was never great at the braising. I had to figure it out because you have to brown first. So you got another pan or another thing that you're doing that. Then you got to put it back over to do the slow cooking, right? So then you're putting it back in the slow cooker. So the braising, to get it just right, again, you don't want to mess up those meats. This is going to brown and cook, slow cook, on that one option.
Yeah.
You put it in, you put the top on, you go. Manual is gonna give you independence. If you're freewheeling and you say, I wanna just do this recipe, that recipe, whatever, and I wanna just do manual and set it myself, great. And that's what we're gonna do. So we're gonna come over here, we're gonna hit manual. First manual is gonna do 77 degrees to 203. Manual 2 is gonna do 212 to 400. This is also allowing you to do much higher temperatures and much lower temperatures than most cookers out there. So when I hit my manual 2, I'm gonna come to time temp, and you're gonna notice that the temp's gonna start flashing, but I do want this at 400. And if I wanted to change my time, I would just hit that again, and you would just turn the dial to change it. I want it at that 20 minutes. I'm gonna hit start. And you hear, it is the cutest little sounds. We're very user-friendly at Instant Brands. We want to make sure that everything you're using keeps you nice and calm and feeling great in the kitchen. Have you ever had appliances that scream at you? You're already stressed out, right? You're trying to cook something, you're trying to get it done. Maybe you just got home from work, you're like, everybody's been yelling at me all day. I don't need my machine yelling at me too. So this makes incredibly cute noises, and I say I'm Italian, so I love when my food's done and it sings a song, and then I go, okay, it's time to eat, you know?
Okay, speaking of sound, I told Carrie I wasn't gonna touch anything. I'm getting nervous for you.
Don't get
First of all, okay, do you hear this?
Don't get nervous.
Okay, now I'm gonna go over here just before we, okay. And this is my crew's favorite part, you hear?
Oh, can you hear that one? It's bubbling. Okay.
You know how they say a washed pot doesn't boil? This caramelization, this browning, this level of heat, I actually did a little creamy chicken Caesar pasta in this last night. I'll be posting the full recipe during this show. And by the way, I hope you can find them like me on TikTok, Shannon Smith TV3. But I will say this, I've cooked with a lot of appliances that we offer here at HSN. And when you see, because you'll actually even hear the sizzle on that recipe, I have never, ever, 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 and this is a big statement for me, cooked with a Dutch oven that has its own heat source that has better, faster heat conductivity. I mean, I don't care if you're just browning chicken in this. I don't care if you're doing pasta, dried pasta in this. I don't care if you're doing macaroni and cheese. If you're serving, comfort food for the kids, you guys have to try this thing. But remember, it is for this hour. It is for this show. It is only as long as supplies last. We're now down to just a little more than 100 remaining on that. So basically a skosh, like just a smidge over 100 remaining on that beautiful lipstick red. And then if you want to go classic in the kitchen, you think Julia Child. I mean, you think all of the Jacques Pepin. I mean, you think of all the great chefs of all time. And let's be honest, they use Dutch ovens or a lot more money than you're spending right now. Carrie.
Oh my goodness. Let me hit the cancel because this guy is done. Okay, so here's what's awesome. You may be a household like my husband, and you know what? And this guy, I love him, and we saw how beautiful he is, but I'm gonna cover him.
Okay.
He's so loud. Okay, quiet down over there. Okay. So we don't want to take away from the turkey, okay? So this is our breast, our turkey breast. And a lot of times you may be a small family, like my husband and I sometimes just do a turkey breast for Thanksgiving if it's just the two of us. You can put your vegetables right inside, and this is a one-pot full meal for the holiday if you want to do that. But you can also, if you're like me also when I have family, let me just, this guy is so big. Give me a second, don't get nervous.
Okay, how big is that?
It's a turkey breast. Look at this.
But like a, is that like an 8-pounder, 6-pounder? I'm trying to do the math in my head.
I don't know. I'd say it's heavy.
I would know. Listen,
it's heavy in my hand.
I should be able to, I weigh and measure everything. I should be able to do the weight in my head. That looks to me, I'm just eyeballing like a roaster. It looks to be easily a 6-pound.
Yeah, I mean, and it's fitting in that 6-quart very nicely, but it's leaving enough room for us to get all of our vegetables in there. So we did some green beans, some cranberries, and some carrots. So, and there is a piece of the turkey. Okay, so what I love about this is that you can then have that full main course right here in this pot. If I wanted to take that pot, remember you're getting the handles with it. I could take that pot out of here and I can go to table ready elegance. I can serve this right to the table, pop out the turkey at that point, and it becomes a serving piece that's really beautiful, that just goes straight from base to table. And again, it could go from base to oven, which is what I'm gonna show you right now.
So your au jus, your gravy. Okay, as Carrie gets this out of the oven, Karen, can I just give him a quick little update?
Yeah, please.
So remember, in the oven, Carrie, you said up to 500 degrees,
That's right? Yep.
500 degrees. Now the red, if you've got your eye on that red, we are fewer than 100 remaining. If you could smell this studio, I mean, no kidding, Carrie has been making everybody salivate today.
Got a head start on Thanksgiving, didn't I? Let me get this plate back. Let me get this plate back.
Oh, that looks so good.
Okay, so like, hello, candied yams. Big staple during this time of year. This is 6 quarts. You can serve a ton in here, right? But this is using it as a side dish. So a lot of times we head over to someone's house. The stovetop is busy. The oven's busy. So we can use this as a secondary stovetop because again, you have your base. You can keep it, using the precision, you can keep it at temperature. There's also a keep warm feature. So if these were done and I just pulled them out of the oven, I could put the lid on it, put it on the base, and keep it at a keep warm temperature till we're time to eat, which I think is really great.
It is indeed, and wow, are we busy with hundreds of you in the various forms of ordering. Couple of things if you are new to HSN. First of all, welcome, come on in, the water's fine. You know this brand. They are a cult sensation on the internet. I mean, I say I stalk them, but I follow them. There's a huge millions and millions of us community of Instant Brands, Instant Pot fans. They took their concept now into enameled cast iron, which again, do a little search on just an enameled 6-quart Dutch oven. And, you know, think of the Marthas and the La's and the, you know, La's, all the big brands. Even for a 4-quart enameled cast iron Dutch oven, that'd be an amazing price. And remember, not to be disrespectful, because those are great. They're heirloom pieces, they're investment pieces. We use them for decades. This is your investment piece. The difference is, and again, I promise I'm not putting shame in anybody's game, it's not a one-trick pony, meaning even those other Dutch ovens are limited to whatever your heat source might be. This, you remove it, you can set it, you can forget it. It works on all ranges, including induction, of course, gas, flat top, electric, whatever you got. It's oven safe, even with that lid, which I know Carrie's gonna talk about. It's like a self-basting lid, so braising has never been better in this. Plus, manja tells you when it's done. I mean, it's a set it and forget it machine. It even tells you when to add the food, but it is consistent. And so at a time of year when I know you're gonna be cooking, you're gonna be doing more eating than you ever do, promise me you're gonna try this, because there's no downside. You do it on FlexPay. We've got the lowest price by far in America for this hour and for this show. We'll pay to send it to you. Remember, that total helps you get toward that $75 shopping cart. But then we're also doing something called extended holiday returns. So get this at home. Do a Thanksgiving turkey breast. Maybe you've got somebody in the family. My niece was just diagnosed with celiac, so she has to be gluten-free. Maybe you're doing gluten-free stuffing. Maybe you're doing doing gluten-free, you know, mashed potatoes. Maybe you're doing gluten-free yam, whatever it might be. If somebody has a special diet in the family, this is your little portable kitchen, but you can use it, you can try it, you can enjoy it, you can savor it until the end of January. But remember, we are now looking at the last 80, give or take. Carrie, there's even like gluten-free recipes in the book too, right?
Oh, sure. And we're going to talk about the app in a minute. There's our Instant Brands app, which gives you over 2,200 recipes to follow. And if you're vegetarian, if you're gluten-free, if you're looking for something special, you can also join our community. And that's something that's really cool. When you get this, you are now part of our family. There's over 3 million people that are part of the Instant Brands family. And we're all sharing recipes. We're all talking about what we're making at home. So it starts here with the 12 recipes in full color, but it continues to grow from there. And 2,200 is even, that's just gone up recently. Yeah. It's gonna keep growing. And you know, even with this is a fairly new item, as people start to develop things and as we start to come out with even more, it just gets better.
It does. Well, I can't recommend enough. I hope you try this. It's a brand that we know, a brand that we love. We've waited 3 years to get them back on the air here at HSN, and they came back with a bang. Just do a little search. Forget even how much you would spend for cast iron enameled, you know, other brands, other names, without a heat source. Just see how much this sells for anywhere else. And by the way, I was telling Carrie this earlier, sometimes I think as consumers, if we see it selling for not quite $100 more, it's, you know, it's dancing around that, you know, 60, 70, $80 more, we think, oh, well, that's gotta be a different model. Or, no, it's the same thing. We just happen to have the lowest price anywhere, and that is for this hour. So red, I've got a few dozen. There are basically 50 of these remaining, 40 of them. Remember, it functions as a fully, you know, cast iron, you know, enameled Dutch oven on its own. And then if you're really going for the classics, I don't know about you, but I love the idea, you know, like a pot-bellied stove, you know, comforting up, belly up to the classics. This is really as classic as it gets. I mean, in all seriousness, when you think of Grandma's kitchen, but this is not your Grandma's slow cooker, it's not even your Grandma's Dutch oven anymore. Even though esoterically speaking, I don't care if you've got copper or stainless or bright pops of color or warm, if you're doing gray, like everybody's doing gray in their kitchen right now, that is your quintessential classic. But in addition to the lowest price in America for this hour, for this show, we're including that heat-resistant trivet, and then of course those little, you know, the little pocket and pan protectors for your hands, and then of course the full recipe guide as well. You know, Carrie, I look at this, you know, it's funny because sometimes, whether it's a computer or TV or something like that, or even your cell phone, you don't talk about your cell phone as an investment because you figure, oh, in 2 or 3 years, I'm getting another one.
Right.
You don't even necessarily think about your computer as an investment. So like, oh, when the new processor, when the new operating system comes out, I'll get it. I'm saying investment, not even from a price standpoint, just from it's going in the will. I mean, this is something that you will share and keep for generations, and you're getting it for the lowest price in America for this hour. So I would not wait, I would not hesitate. Boy, I hope people try this. I love this thing. I love it, love it, love it.
The minute it hit my counter, I knew it wasn't leaving. And by the way, I have black. I took out the black. I had a choice, I took the black. My kitchen is a lot of white and natural woods, so the black looks stunning, okay, on the counter, so I just want to point that out. But your silicone trivet that you're getting, you can also use it as a lid picker-upper because this is cast iron, so it is going to get warm, you know?
By the way, it's official. The red is gone. Don't hang up. We took your phone call into consideration. Now, we will keep the red out here just because we've prepped all the demonstrations, but you see what's happening. And Jared, we're probably looking at fewer than 2,000 total on that black. Okay, fewer than 2,000. Now, here's the one thing about the fewer than 2,000 that remain that does not take into account the hundreds of people in the various forms of ordering. Carrie, one thing that we haven't talked about, so that I'll just tell you, it's a one-shot deal. Instant Pot is not doing this again for us or anybody else ever again. But it also conducts heat up the sides uniformly as well, not just on the bottom, right?
Because it's cast iron.
Because it's cast iron.
Because what cast iron is known for is that heat retention. It's known to give you even cooking and that consistent cooking every single time. That's why anyone who's in kitchen or knows anything will say, that's the busiest pot in my kitchen. It is the busiest pot in most any chef's kitchen. And it's because we understand that heat retention. We understand how it's going to help us to make sure that our recipes are coming out precise. You know, it's about consistency and making sure it's precise. Then, to add even more to that, the base makes sure that your temperatures are exactly correct. So you can't, it's almost like you can't mess this up.
It's true.
And that's the idea behind all of this.
It is. Hey, Carrie, do we have a knife? This is the last show. Can I cut into that turkey breast? Or I know we got a lot of food to get into.
Yeah, no worries. Okay. You can plate it right there to the plate.
So here's the thing. First of all, not like any gray meat. So beautifully, so you can brown that first.
So you're going to sear it. You put the breast down first, and this is a recipe that is in the book that also is going to come on the app. You're going to brown it breast down.
Right.
And then you're going to turn it right side up, and then for the remaining cook time, you are in effect kind of slow cooking, steaming it, right?
For sure.
So then you're putting in your vegetables, and that's where all the juice ends up, right? So even if
wait a minute. You see all that juice coming out?
Yeah, it's super juicy.
Okay.
This is not a dry turkey by any means. It never will be.
No gravy required. I mean, it literally flakes away. I mean, in all seriousness, I know when I'll have what she's having. I mean, seriously, I don't care if it's someone who maybe is under dietary restrictions. It is moist, it is succulent, it is delicious. Remember, you can also remove that pot and then reduce your gravy. So if you want to do the best gravy in the world or an au jus, I mean, what have you. By the way, if you're a bone broth fan or like a juicing fan like I am, best bone broth in the world, best comfort classics. But you know what? The best tasting food because of how uniformly it cooks. And let's be honest, it's a brand that we know and love. All right, don't hang up. What we're going to do, just because we have every service representative taking phone calls, we're going to give ourselves a chance to kind of catch up. We're going to give you a little sneak peek at other things coming up here at HSN, and I'm going to show you, a whole repertoire of gadgets you're going to love and more before it's gone completely. Stay tuned.
Everyone, I wanted to let you guys in on a little secret. For our lowest prices of the holiday season, watch Black Friday now, November 4th through the 6th. Shop early, knowing you're not gonna get bigger savings on these brands all season long. Plus, if the gift doesn't fly, you have until the end of January to return it. And, well, with all those savings, treat yourself to something nice. Shop our best deals before they're gone during Black Friday now.
'Tis the season to be a VIP. Use your HSN card to get the best deals on gifts for everyone. Shop now for the holidays and pay over time with ExtraFlex or VIP financing on every item. And at least 8 VIP savings events a year. Plus, the HSN card has no annual fee. Not a card member? Apply now and instantly get $30 off when you're approved. Visit hsn.com/HSN card or call 1-800-695-1418 for details. We're making bigger even better with our supersize values, and they're available only at HSN. Supersize values are based on the price per ounce of the same item in a smaller size. However, they do not reflect a price at which HSN would sell the item. Have questions? Call us at 1-800-284-3900.
Well, happy Foodie Friday, everybody. Welcome into HSN. I'm Shannon, and in fact, Capri already took it away. Did you hear what happened? We have so many people in the various forms of ordering. We're doing a continuation of our finest value of the day. It's your last shot. It's the best price in America. We're going to give you all the details in case you missed the first part of our show. But around the corner, my favorite Anchor Hocking set of all time. And that's saying a lot because I am their biggest devotee. They are America's pioneers when it comes to glass makers. They've been doing it for over 100 years. I want you to see the if purchase separately though. First of all, and I'm just talking about what I purchased from HSN. This is an HSN exclusive. The 2 7-cup, that beautiful fluted or kind of cut glass design, That's the only way you could have gotten this design. That's what I have bought here at HSN. We sell those for the price of admission. Then you're getting 2 4 cups, 3 1 cups, 2 2 cups, and more importantly, with that True Seal lid, they're the prettiest anchor Hocking we've ever offered. That's coming up in this show, plus my NutriBullet juicer in sellout quantities. We got a lot of things to get to. But if you are channel surfing, again, happy Foodie Friday. I'm Shannon. I want to show you something. It's not to make you feel bad. When you see this graphic, this is our last show, our final shot on a brand that America is in love with. See this beautiful red? Bye-bye. It actually sold out in this show about 10 minutes ago. So you're gonna see us do demonstrations in the red just because we've already set this up. But that's how quickly these are going. There are thousands of these spoken for. And what is it? It's one of America's favorite brands when it comes to appliances. But this is like your slow cooker and your cast iron enameled Dutch oven, like they had a little baby. And that means even heat conductivity and performance that is beyond compare. So yes, you get even heat conductivity. Just like Grandma's cast iron Dutch oven, do a little search. Just something that does not have its own heat source sells for a lot more than the price that you see on your screen, because when you remove this, you can put it on any stovetop, you can put it in the oven up to 500 degrees, even has its own little self-basting lid. You can hear that quality, and then performance that is unmatched in the industry. Has a set it and forget it feature, but it also does things that your slow cooker cannot do. The video that I posted earlier, I have never personally, and I've sold a lot of Dutch ovens and a lot of appliances, I've never cooked with something that gets this uniformly, beautifully hot. If you only seared in this, if you only braised in this, it would pay for itself. I'm serious about that. But then exclusively, only for this hour or for today, the price is only valid now. There's our little, trivet. You also get these great little pot protectors for your hands, and then a full repertoire of recipes. I'm gonna be posting my creamy chicken pasta Caesar salad, and don't forget, we're also getting social with you. You could win a $25 gift card on our Facebook Live. The question is, what's your favorite comfort food? I'm always comfortable when my friend Carrie is here because I know she's gonna feed me. I'm digging back into that turkey, girl. I'm just telling you that right now. So good.
All the meats are so good in this. So what's gonna happen is you can't mess it up. And that's what I love items like that, because guess what? Some of us are really confident in the kitchen. Some of us need a little support. And this is all about support, because not only are you getting the best heavy duty, cast iron Dutch oven, but you're getting the base that's gonna help you get that precise temperature just right. And on top of that, for support, I wanted to show you very quickly while we had a moment, the Instant Brands app. So it looks just like that. You're gonna get this on your phone, your iPad, whatever. Here's the really cool option. You can do Instant Brands is more about just even the Instant Pot or even this Instant Precision Dutch oven. We are growing fast, and we are bringing you so many great appliances. So this is giving you all these recipe options, over 2,200 and growing. You would put in the Precision Dutch oven, you would pick your recipe, and it goes step by step. Like, it literally has little timers.
It's true.
So it'll actually, and how I was saying this sings to you, well, those do too. So I was like, what's singing now? And so, but I loved it. So it will do that for you. But here I've got this searing and sauteing, so I've been warming this up. And when you set it up to warm up, it's gonna say preheating. And it's gonna give you that kind of process of, hey, what's happening? So this has been preheating. It didn't sing to me yet, so I'm gonna start a little early. That's okay. And I just wanna show you how to do a shrimp curry. So a lot of us may feel like when it comes to cultural food sometimes that we feel a little inept. If that's your culture, you feel great at doing it. But if it's not, you say, well, gosh, I'm just gonna go to the restaurant and get curry. This is gonna help you expand and inspire to try some new things. And because you have those recipes that go step by step for you, it makes it a little less scary, and it makes sure that you're gonna get that consistency when you're cooking with it. Now, shrimp obviously cooks very quickly. This recipe will actually have you add the shrimp later, but I like to add the shrimp. Is that the shrimp dance? And that's the turkey dance.
This is my Thanksgiving came early. Oh my gosh,
I ain't
this
gonna
is so
argue
good.
with that. I ain't gonna argue with that.
This is so good.
So I'm gonna go ahead and kind of, you know, normally I would let this cook for just a moment to crisp up my shrimp a little bit. I like that sear saute. But what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna cancel that. I'm gonna go over to manual mode. Remember, I have two different options on that. 375, 20 minutes sounds perfect. I'm gonna pop that on and it's saying, okay, here we go. So it's gonna start warming that up. Now, I would, by the recipe, wait a moment, let this come to temperature. Then I would put in first my coconut. Then I would do like each little ingredient after a couple moments. Guess what? I'm gonna totally break the rules for you because A, it's television, live television, but B, I also want you to understand that there is so much grace in this way of cooking, and because of the precision of the temperature, you cannot mess this up. So I am literally going to dump in the coconut, the peppers, the snap peas. We're gonna do some lemongrass and some ginger and a little bit of sugar. And when we pop that all in just like that, anybody can do that, right? We can all do that. Just jump it right in there. And then I'm just gonna stir it up real good. It's set at temperature. And where's my lid? Right over here. I'm gonna pop the lid on, and I learned this. I was looking up things about Dutch ovens, and someone said this. I said, my goodness, that's hilarious. It said, if you're looking, it ain't cooking.
That was a Guy Yovan.
Yeah, if you're looking,
I'm gonna give credit where credit's due.
it ain't cooking. So
true.
you can trust that this now, I'm putting the lid on and I'm walking away because this is going to do its job.
Wow.
It's going to cook for me, and I'm gonna come back to a delicious curry in just a few moments.
I'm telling you, okay, wow, were we busy. Hey, Jared, how many of these have we sold? And then we're looking at about what, 15, 1,600 left, that's it? Oh, you're kidding me. Okay. I know it's not polite for my mouth. Oh, man. You don't even
I
know.
love this. I want to see you just
It
continue to
is
keep
so
eating.
good. You guys,
okay
I'm
with
telling
me.
you, you got to try this. I mean, but, you know, now what do you got going on over
Okay,
there?
now you're gonna wanna abandon that plate
I got to
in a
get
minute.
another second plate.
Yeah, I got one for you.
Okay.
Okay, so here's a second moment to talk about the lid, actually. So this is the self-braising grid that's on top of here, and I want to talk about that for a second and what that means. So these little pointy kind of little guys have a purpose. They are there to collect the condensation and to actually put that moisture right back in the food, so it kind of drips back down into the food. When you're cooking on the stovetop, it's actually evaporating, right? Everything that's in here is now evaporating, so that could be the minerals, that could be the flavor, that could be so many things in your food. When you put this lid on, it hits the grid drops it back down, and that's what keeps your braised foods or even your breads. We're gonna talk about breads here in just a second.
Oh, Carrie, this is so good. I'm telling you guys.
It's nothing like that. You can't compare with cast iron cooking, right? You just can't.
But you know what? A lot of us are afraid of a Dutch oven. I mean, let's be honest. You got to babysit it. I mean, you do.
Yeah.
And then you're relegated to whatever your temperature setting is, what your burner, what your oven is. Promise me you're going to try this, because I don't care if it's a comfort classic or if it's just baking bread. Do it, do it, do it. Your Thanksgiving will never look the same ever again. Even if you just did the side dishes.
Oh my gosh.
Like these beautiful yams. Remember, unlike your slow cooker, so your Dutch oven, do a little Google search. I'm serious about this. How much would you spend for even a 4-quart enameled Dutch oven? Look at even the marshmallows. Look at this, guys.
All melty.
They're still, now we took this out. Now here's a good point. We took this out of the oven like in the first part of our show, and remember this is your final airing. Do you see how gooey these marshmallows are? Now, because remember, it's not only conducting heat, it is keeping the heat in there. The other thing about this is it's not a one-trick pony. I'm not being disrespectful. I love the La 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 brands and other brands. They are hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars. But realize this is an investment piece that's gonna stay in your family. It just also happens to have its own kitchen and its own uniform heat conductivity. Now here's what's happening. The red sold out like the first 15, 20 minutes into our show. We have, it is every man and woman for themselves. We'll do flex pay, which means those are interest-free payments. We'll pay to send it to you. That helps you fill up your shopping cart, so then you're getting free shipping for the rest of the day, because you're gonna want the gadgets that we have coming up next hour. And we also have our extended holiday return policy. So that means set it and forget it. Bake your Thanksgiving turkey. Do your Thanksgiving yams. Do your, cornbreads in this, because you're baking. You're braising, you're searing, you're sauteing, you're slow cooking, you're roasting. You're doing all those things that you like, but you're doing it for the lowest price that we found anywhere in America for today and for this hour. And at this point, it is get it and grab it while we got it.
Yeah.
Okay. So, all right, so you know what's so funny? My producer Jared knows I normally feed him This recipe, just so you realize, I have cooked in a lot of different appliances, a lot of different Dutch ovens. Now, when I flip this over again, and if you'll hear the sizzle on the reel, as they call it, that's why you could hear the bubbling.
Yeah.
I have never, ever, ever used another Dutch oven, another appliance where I've had this kind of even heat conductivity.
Yeah.
And by the way, not just on the searing function, when I put the panko on top, it actually, even though it didn't go, I didn't put it in the oven, I could have, made it crunchier on top because it has even heat, and there's the recipe if you'd like details. Carrie, I'm telling you, you can't mess this up.
It's like a little oven though.
It's like a little oven.
When you put the top on, that's why they call it a Dutch oven, because it acts like an oven in and of itself. And so that's what's so fantastic about that. So that's why I kind of did that. But here, remember we just started that pasta a few moments ago? So this is for those nights when you got home late and you needed something on the table in like 15, 20 minutes. Now, if you do the meat, it'll take just a couple extra moments. Let me get this so I can pop this guy out. Let's see if I'm better with this little tool that I was earlier. Actually, I want some tongs. Can you grab me tongs, Sous Chef?
You got it, yes.
Can I say that 5 times fast?
Absolutely.
Okay, thank you. And what's great about this is now a meaty pasta. Like my husband loves meat and pasta. He doesn't want just pasta. He always wants some meaty pasta. So check this out. Cooked in one pot. Did not dirty anything else. Did my searing and my sauteing, then added my noodles, okay? Then I'm going to, if I wanted to, take this right to the table. Because remember, I've got that silicone trivet. I can take it right to the table for a beautiful table-ready elegance. This ups the way it feels, even if that's a quick night. I'm gonna take this pasta over here. I'm gonna grab some cheese. Always put fresh cheese on your pasta. There's one thing you'll learn from this Italian girl tonight. Try some
no substitutes.
Try some pecorino. That stuff's amazing, okay? But here's what we're gonna do. So we're gonna put some cheese right up on this pasta. Does this not look like I just went to a really expensive restaurant? How much are they charging for pasta now? 25, 30, it's crazy business. I just made this. So if you're gluten-free, you can have some gluten-free pasta at home and be yum yum. Even if you're not gluten-free, I'm just gonna pop that right there. Gorgeous.
Wow.
I did that in the amount of time we've been sitting here. It was a 20-minute run. Okay,
Carrie, I'm just gonna give another update and I apologize. So here's the scadoop. And then I'm going in, I heard that, what was it? Is it the pot roast or the short ribs? That was Leslie's favorite at midnight.
Oh, you wanna try it?
So I'm taking one for the team. I'll have some of the short ribs for you. Okay. So if you are just joining us, remember, you know Instant Brands, you know Instant Pot. They are synonymous with quality. We have not seen them on the air here at HSN for over 3 years. When they came back to the network, they thought, we're just, we're not even messing around. We're not even gonna make it, hard to distinguish us from retail. They are doing the lowest price in history anywhere in America for this hour on their new cultural phenomenon machine. Because the world loves a cast iron, a Dutch oven, a cast iron Dutch oven. We just do. Do a little Google search, just, look to see how much the Marthas, the La La Las, go down the list. Every major chef in the world considers this an essential or an investment piece. And candidly, that's one of the reasons that even for a forecourt, they can charge hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars. You do your research. I'm not telling you what you're gonna find, but trust me on this, that's conservative. This is not just only lifetime quality cast iron enameled Dutch oven in a larger capacity, but it comes basically with its own little kitchen. So you can sear, so you can braise, yes, you can slow cook, you can bake. I was baking that pasta in this. If you only did searing, if you only did braising, remember even heat conductivity, but then in the oven up to 500 degrees. Love that beautiful self-basting lid on any type of range, including induction. It is a lifetime piece for the lowest price in America. We only have it for this show or as long as supplies last. And remember, not only is it the lowest price in America and only for this show, because this is your final opportunity, we're including this great little silicone trivet. And like Carrie said too, you can use that for the top of your lid, because when you see how well this conducts heat and how hot it gets, you're gonna lose your mind. I'm serious. Thanksgiving dinner will never look the same ever again. And then of course, these great little silicone pot protectors for your hands, plus of course the recipes. Do you have a little treat for me?
I was just patiently waiting over here while you explained everything
Now
again.
that's a girlfriend.
So I gave her a whole one. I ripped it apart. I didn't have to really work hard.
Look
It's
at that. Do you
fallen
see-
off the
look
bone.
at that. It is
right?
literally like falling
Every single one
off
of
the
these
pork.
fallen off the bone.
Off the bone,
You know, listen, meat is so expensive right now. And I just went to buy steaks and I was like, what in
Oh
the
my
world?
gosh.
If you
That is
wanna-
like off the chain good.
And I didn't
That's
really
like
make
off
short
the
ribs
chain
at
good.
home until this because I felt like that was a restaurant thing to buy because it felt like a hard process,
yeah.
you know? I gotta
Oh,
like
yeah.
sear it first and I have to make sure I cook it at the right temperature. And if I don't
Holy
do it the right
schmoly,
amount of
man.
time, it's gonna be chewy.
Oh, that's
and
good.
No, with this, you set the braise, it's the set it, forget it thing. You set the braise, you let it do its job,
Oh, good.
right?
That's really good.
And this could be every night at your house. You know, notice how fast I did the pasta. Notice, we're gonna check the curry here in just a moment as well because that's probably done. I don't wanna forget to talk about bread. Because listen, when you're baking in here, and you could do everything from lasagnas in here to soups and stews to the pot roast. My pot roast was out of this world. We specialize in taking the ordinary to the extraordinary at Instant Brands. So another thing we want to take to extraordinary is your bread making. So there's a no-knead bread recipe that's coming in the book.
Oh yeah, nice.
Okay, and the way that you start this, so if you do bake, you know that once you do your dough and you combine your dough, it has to proof or rise, right? But if you have humidity, which we in Florida do.
Yes, we do.
We experience that, and or altitude, that can affect your proofing and it can affect your rise, okay? So you wanna make sure that it's a clean area, right? So by putting it inside the pot and putting it on the base, it's gonna keep it at 77 degrees and make sure that proofing process and that rise happens. Then you're going to put those handles on and you're gonna take it over to the oven and you're gonna let it finish off in the oven. Now remember what I said about this being an oven, a little baby oven inside the oven? When you put the lid on this, it's going to insulate everything in there. And because of that insulation in the cast iron, it's going to create the steam that's going to give you that perfectly crusty crust.
It will.
And that really yummy inside.
Okay, I gotta give another quantity update and I apologize for this. Oh, by the way, you cannot wait with the Anchor Hocking. They told me in just that little promotional announcement, we sold almost 100 of these, and guys, just so you know, it is jewelry for your kitchen. I actually bought the 2 7 cups from HSN. This is no joke. I mean, why would I make it up? Just to get this kind of jeweled or fluted design. And at that point, we only had the 7 cups. I'm doing a whole set tonight for less than I spent for the 2 7 cups. I'm serious about that. When I say it is every man and woman for themselves tonight, we're gonna have a fun, fun show. You're gonna have all these great comfort food classics. So this is how you make it, bake it, take it, serve it, keep it. So that's coming up at I say a one-day only price just based on how popular that already was. And speaking of one day only, with hundreds of you in the various forms of ordering, the red, this is an HSN exclusive, sold out within the first 15 minutes of our show. Jared, I know the monitors are a little far away, but we've sold how many thousands? Over 3,000? Okay. Now I'm at the point in the night where I get a little nervous for you because we've sold over 4,300. We have a little over 1,000 remaining, okay? Every single one of these will go. And you know what? There's no downside to at least trying it because we have our unconditional extended holiday return policy. So for those flex pays, and if you're new to HSN, you probably already know the name Instant Brands or Instant Pot. This is your Dutch oven and your slow cooker having a baby. You do a little search on how much you'd spend for an enameled Dutch oven. I tell you, in excess of hundreds and hundreds of dollars. But you can get this at home. Do your Thanksgiving turkey breast. Do your Thanksgiving yams with the ooeyest, gooeyest, caramelized, moist, yummy yams or sweet potatoes, whatever is your jam. Even do them gluten-free because you got your own little kitchen on the go. Tailgating will never be the same ever again. But you have until the end of January with which to return it. So, you know, make it, bake it, take it. I mean, even this chili, in fact, just gonna give this a little stir because remember, unlike those one-trick ponies, and again, I promise I'm not being disrespectful, you could see it bubbling from, you know, end to end. And, you know, I don't think I need the pot holders, but you guys get the general point. So you take this to the tailgate, you take this to the bunko night, you take this to the church social, you take it to the Thanksgiving dinner, and bada bing, bada boom, it goes to the table, bada bing, bada boom. You wanna get that caramelized cheese on top, you put it in the oven up to 500 degrees, bada bing, bada boom, they have it forever. I'm serious. You know, usually, and Carrie, that's why I use the cell phone and the computer analogy. Listen, we all wait for that new operating system and things to come out, but most people, I don't think, consider their phones an investment. I mean, they do because they're so expensive, but I mean, people don't think, oh, I'm gonna keep this cell phone for the next 10 years. They think, oh, 2-3 years, I'll get a different one.
That's right.
I'm telling you guys, this, I know it sounds crazy to say it this way, this becomes a generational touchstone that also happens to have like its own little contained kitchen because it's because of the heating aspect of it, right?
Absolutely. You know, this is exactly that heavy-duty cast iron that you will hand down. And the nice part about this that makes it completely different than anybody else out there is that this cast iron has a base. And so that base means it's an extra stovetop. If you've ever fought at the holidays to try to find your space in the house when everything's in the oven and everything's on top of the stove or in the stove, then you can go ahead and put this up there and even do your entertaining dessert station.
Yeah.
So here I'm actually doing caramel apples. So now this can become a fun station because of your keep warm function. So on all functions that we've talked about, except for sear saute.
Correct.
This will automatically go into keep warm for up to 3 hours.
Nice.
And keep warm is that optimum temperature to keep it food safe, but not to dry out or burn whatever's in there. So imagine that's your cheese fondue. Imagine this is your chocolate station. Imagine this is your caramel. We actually did a caramel board here, and that's our dulce de leche at the front. Everyone does the butter boards right now. It's been a big hit, right?
Yeah.
Do the dulce de leche. You can take the cans of the dulce de leche and heat them here in the Dutch oven.
Oh,
so you put water in there and you heat them up, and then you can pipe them out on the board and make this your caramel station with all the little toppings for the holidays. People will love this.
They will. By the way, this is Anchor Hocking, and part of the reason I'm doing this, oh, I'll mess up cats. Sorry, Kitty Cat, my friend Kitty Cat is coming up. Let me do it a little side by side.
Okay.
So as much as I love my Anchor Hocking, do you see the difference? This is like jewelry for your table. No, I'm serious about this. This is Anchor Hocking. I love it. I use it. I'm obsessed with it. This is your Anchor Hocking. I'm telling you, if you did one of these cut glass, the illusion, like, well, it is cut glass because they're the oldest glass manufacturer in America. That's coming up already in final quantities because we've now had over 100 people call. Here's what's happening. And again, Carrie's got lots of food to get to. I promise I'm only doing this because I don't want you to be disappointed, because I would be mad if somebody didn't tell me. With the number of people that we have in the various forms of ordering, I can tell you for a fact we're dipping into the hundreds. So you've been watching, you've been listening, you had a long Friday, whatever it might be. Get this now, reserve it now, have it delivered to your door or somebody else with free shipping. Do that flex pay, so it's kind of a pay-as-you-go option. That means you've also paid for your shipping for the rest of the day, even though this has free shipping. And I'm telling you, whether you braise or saute or bake, now, okay, everybody, the short ribs were a crowd pleaser, but can I tell you, this is my kryptonite? Did you know that?
Oh, I did not know that.
This is straight up my kryptonite.
All right, so we totally did a chicken pot pie soup, and we cooked the soup at the, so that meant, or a turkey. What am I saying, chicken? Because normally I say chicken. Turkey, because this time of year you're gonna have leftover turkey. Yeah. So with your leftover turkey, you can turn this into a soup now. And we did the soup portion, of course, in the base. Then we put our biscuits on top and took it over to the oven and ground your biscuits. Brown them as little or as much as you like. But look at that presentation. That is gorgeous. That is really fun. And it's delicious. It's that comfort meal like we were talking about.
I love it.
If you know, one thing you're gonna do a lot in here is your soups and stews. And your soups and stews will taste so good right out the gate. And it's because of that cast iron and that heat retention, that consistent cooking. You're not gonna have to worry about burning your soups at the bottom, which is really great. Don't forget this is also enameled, and enameled means that if I did, say, we're gonna go look at the curry in a minute. If I did my shrimp curry, and then I wanted to make my chili the next day, I don't want my chili smelling like shrimp. And with old cast iron that wasn't enameled, that could be a problem.
For sure.
Okay, so with this, you do not have to worry about that, and I think that's really great.
In fact, Vince is on the jib. Can you guys also see, this is that even heat conductivity. Oh, perfect, thank you guys. What I wanted you to see is, do you see that bubbling? Now, it is bubbling around the perimeter just as much as it is in the center. Now, I'll be honest with you, and Carrie and I were talking stove